Hey, if you want to win this free Pokemon White 2 complete in box that's worth $170, just subscribe to the channel and comment Pokemon below to be in the giveaway when we get to 750 subscribers on February 28th.
Now we cruising, gravy flips the sim, so chill. Furniture games, Pokemon cards, every flip is a thrill. Vintage Nintendo vibes, the treasure to unfold. Dreaming collector's masterpiece, turning silver into gold.
Hey everybody, happy January 31st, happy Wednesday. Welcome back to another episode of Gravy Flips, where we buy, sell, and collect video games, furniture, and collectibles. We have a really high emphasis on this channel of like video game content. I've realized that people are more interested in hearing about the collections and stuff that I buy and really getting into the nitty-gritty about that, unboxing stuff. So that's really kind of the focus of this channel. I've been a video game reseller for pretty much like 13 years now, 14 because it's now 2024. But on today's episode, I've got an awesome giveaway that I often do. And I've been trying to get to 500 subscribers since November. And we finally hit that milestone. And as promised, I put all the people who commented Grand Theft Auto into a hat. And I had my wife select the person. And I will be announcing the winner at the end of this video. So if you're one of the people who subscribed and want to find out if you won, please hang around. In addition, don't forget to get into my next sweepstake, which will be giving away this complete in box Pokemon White 2. It's like a $170 game right now. All you gotta do is comment and subscribe and hit Pokemon, or and comment Pokemon down below, and you're gonna be in the sweepstakes for when we get to 750 subscribers. So I'll be getting into the winner of this, which is really cool. It's worth like $100 at the end of the video. But before then, I don't necessarily have a video game unboxing to talk about today. So I was just going to talk to you guys a little bit in general about like reselling video games and just, you know, really have like a heart-to-heart. Tonight I got done work teaching at like 3:30. I woke up extra early this morning to go to my storage unit and to fill up my trailer with a couch that I delivered after teaching. Yeah, I bring my trailer with me pretty much every day to where I teach, and then I like pick up and I deliver furniture afterward because it's really good extra money. I sold a washing machine for $100 today. I sold a sectional for $200. And then as I was coming home, somebody messaged me that they wanted a sectional that I picked up yesterday for free, and I drove that an hour away. I delivered it and I made $300 there. So today alone in furniture after work, I was able to make $600, $200 for one sectional that I got for free, $100 for a washer I got for free that works, and $300 for another sectional I got for free. So that's why I try to diversify and like explain to you guys that like not just focusing on video games is wise, because if you get banned from eBay or Amazon, you can still use Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist to like wheel and deal locally. I've really gotten into that over the past year or so, and it's a really lucrative thing to get into. A lot of people, they ask me some pretty interesting comments in the comments. They ask me questions in the comments, and since I've been doing tax stuff recently, I thought I'd talk to you guys a little bit about like what kind of numbers I've done. When I first started buying and reselling video games in particular, it was like 2016. I used to go to like Goodwill, and I realized I'd go there like 2 or 3 times a day, and I just like, my wife and I, we'd walk through, we'd look at the board games, and we'd buy kitchenware and stuff. And we, you know, our first year we only sold like maybe $30,000 extra, but I had student loans back then, and I was like, I had my teaching salary, and my wife had just immigrated up from Colombia because I met her when I was teaching English in Medellin, Colombia, and we went through the whole immigration process. She got her green card eventually, but in that time when she couldn't, we were using eBay as like, because I had my teaching income, summers off to go to garage sales and stuff, and Goodwill. And so we did about like $30,000 in sales by just going to Goodwill. The following year, we did around 70, and this is gross sales, right? On eBay, doing like garage sales and everything. And then, you know, it kind of happened. I got a really good storage unit that bumped our sales up in like 2019 up to gross around 160,000. And then Facebook Marketplace started to become like a gold mine for video games. And in like 2019, 2020, I think it might have been 2018 that I did like 160. We really cranked it up, and we were able to get to one of those years we sold, I kid you not, over $400,000. We did that 2 years in a row on eBay. But believe me, It would be amazing if that was all profit, man. If I made $400,000 profits selling video games in 1 year, I wouldn't be doing YouTube videos. I'd be in the Caribbean, like enjoying Coca-Cola and probably in swim trunks and not a hat and jacket in my basement, right? I normally make about 25% when the year is done, you know. So say that you gross $400,000 in sales in video games. This was back in like 2020 where the COVID market was hot. People were buying video games, but like there just weren't resellers then. Phoenix Resale, Chase After the Right Price, they really hadn't created like a big community. So I was like stalking Facebook Marketplace. Like I was in the bathroom just scrolling. You know what I mean? Like as soon as somebody listed something, I'd snipe it and I'd get there. My wife was great too. She would be like doing whatever she's doing. She'd snipe something, she'd send it to me, and I'm just off, you know. And having summers off really gave me the chance to like just dedicate myself to that as much as I could. On the weekends, dude, we'd drive 3 hours away, sit at a Subway, have lunch, and the whole time we're eating, we're like waiting to see if someone posted a video game, then we would just snipe it, you know. We used to do like trips to towns like 3 hours away, and then we just call it like a video game trip where we just, you know, wait for people to list things, and we'd make like 5 or 6 really profitable purchases to throw online. And then we'd come home after like 8 hours and, you know, you hit some garage sales in there, and that was a really good weekend or a really good weekday. But nowadays, there's so many resellers out there. Video games are just, people know the values of video games these days. So it's becoming harder and harder and harder to really get those really good deals. You know what I mean? Now you have to be really creative. And in 2020 or 2021, when we did like 400K in sales, I had like almost, it was like $160,000 in eBay fees and shipping, because I offer free shipping on everything that I sell. So that, you know, eBay fees and shipping was like 40% of the whole thing. And then came cost of goods sold. And I think I had like 150 to 160 in cost of goods sold that year. So when you add the 160, 170,000 plus the $150,000 in cost of goods that I bought to resell, you know, that only leaves me with like $100,000 in quote unquote profit. And then from there, the government's nice enough to give you like, back then it was like 54 cents per mile. And I was driving a ton. I was like literally driving like 40,000 miles a year, like no joke. I was on the road constantly. I probably drove more than most taxi drivers. I had a really cheap Mitsubishi Mirage, so I was getting like 40 miles to the gallon. But the government was willing to pay me, you know, close to 55 cents a gallon or a mile. So like it was a win for me. If you drive 40,000 miles, you can deduct $20,000 on your taxes. So that 100,000 right then became 80,000, right? And I didn't spend anywhere near $20,000 on gas to go with a high fuel efficient vehicle. With the 80,000 that's left over, I always claimed a home office deduction, which lowered my, because I store a lot of things at my house and at storage units, which really lowered my bills. And then there's some little tricks that you can do under taxes to, like, you know, half your internet bill, half your phone bill, whatever cost you have for insurance and stuff to secure your inventory and stuff, that goes against your profit. That is deductible. So in the eyes of the IRS, the year that I sold around $400,000 in gross sales of video games, really only about 60 to 70,000 of that was profit. Don't quote me on that. I can't remember exactly, but I think it was like pretty close to 60,000. I was teaching full time then too. So again, this was like a part-time hustle. I was really hustling, but I would always count the cost of the product that I had in that moment and then count that for my cost of goods sold. Taxes get a little complicated, but that's how I always did it. And, you know, so really the profit margin for buying and reselling video games is honestly about like 25 to 30%. And then from there, you have to deduct other costs. And recently, in 2023, like I just got my 1099 from eBay, I think yesterday. And they said that we grossed $105,000 in sales. That's not because I wasn't looking. It's because I've completely shifted my focus now into doing local furniture deals, and because furniture deals, you can make a lot more with your individual cost per item, right? If I pick up a sectional for free and I sell it for $300, dude, I maybe have like an hour or two in that. And like, how many video games do I have to sell and source and drive to get to make that $300 margin? You know what I mean? Like, it's a really good way to make some money. And if you can pick up 2 or 3 couches on your way to, just do a big circle, you can really up your profit per item. And all of a sudden that hour trip that you're doing to pick stuff up is now worth like maybe $300 to $500, depending on what you're picking up. That's not every day. Like today after work, I was able to make $600, like I mentioned earlier. But so I wasn't picking up as many video games. And over the past year, I've really gotten into running ads on Facebook. And in the past year, I spent more than $5,000 just in ads, advertising that I pick up video games and that I make offers on it. Because Facebook Marketplace, on my whole Excel spreadsheet that I have of all the purchases that I do for video games, dude, Facebook Marketplace, just like grassroots, finding a good collection on there is like, it's almost impossible these days. I live in a pretty rural area, but I've done pretty well. Like I have the hustle. Like if I see something, I'll go get it. But it's been bone dry. So I've been having to front that $5,000 per year for the ads, which when you do the math, it comes out to like it's so close to $4,800. It's like $400 a month in ads just to get the inventory of the $105,000 in video games that I sold. And I did the math and everything, and like, it's still pretty close to the same numbers. Like of the video games, like 25,000 to 30,000 is really what the profit is. There was a lot of cost of goods sold. There was a lot of mileage. Almost half of it was to the free shipping that I offer and the eBay fees, and you throw returns in there. If you want to do just video games full time as a reseller, dude, you're going to have to sell at least $400,000 if you want to make like a decent living. If you sell $200,000, you're really only looking to make around $50,000. So at that point, you have to weigh, like, is it worth having a W-2 job and doing part-time eBay, or should I really go like all in on eBay to try to get to that $300,000, $400,000 gross sales? Gross means without taking out expenses, Another thing that I deduct from that is I pay around $150 per month for insurance, okay? 99% of you probably store your video game collections you buy at your house. If there's a theft, if there's a fire, if there's a flood, your homeowner's insurance is not going to cover the inventory that you have for your business, okay? Most policies cover between like $5,000 to $10,000. And to go even higher than that, you really have to get like an appraisal done by a professional person, and then you have to get special like collectibles insurance. But what I've been able to do is I've found general liability insurance, and I carry a type of insurance that's it's similar to like a thrift store, but I carry it on the inventory that I have in my house. I used to have $200,000 in coverage for like the case of a fire or something, and that cost me $200 a month. But since I really don't keep many video games in my house now, I have 6 storage units of furniture. I pay $490 a month for the storage units, but I've really lowered my inventory value down to like the $75,000 range. Just, I have video games here, but the stuff that I get in seems to really sell pretty quickly. Video games are no longer the focus of what I do. I still run ads on Facebook. I get really good leads a lot. People know what I do, word of mouth. But I think that, teaching full time, doing furniture, and having, video games is like my other option. Diversifying has definitely helped me. And it's helped me to teach myself another field of reselling. You know what I mean? I was super excited to get into video games. I collect them personally. But I honestly enjoy having a trailer and a truck and making some pretty cool connections with people about furniture. Yeah, I get a lot of the furniture that I get for free or close to it, but people are just thankful to have somebody who's willing to like deliver the furniture to them, right? A lot of people in lower socioeconomic situations, they don't have access to cars, they don't have access to a trailer. So the fact that, I'm willing to bring them furniture, especially help them bring it in their house, they're like super helpful. And a lot of the time, they actually give me their old sectional, which really isn't in bad condition, but they think it is because there's some cat scratches on the side. And I'm able to flip that and kind of double dip in the transaction. And like, it's a win-win for everybody. But I have my little notes here. And those of you who have stuck around this long, congratulations. The name that was chosen out of the hat, there were like 180 people in the and the sweepstakes. It was pretty crazy. But the winner for today's PS2 giveaway is someone who has commented a lot on my videos, who's been a supporter for a while. So I'm glad to see this person being one of the ones that was put in. He's commented Grand Theft Auto on a lot of videos, so he had a pretty good chance of winning. But Daniel Mills 7199, Daniel, congratulations, my man. This is yours. If you can do me a favor and go to my website, garveyshobby.com. You can find the link in the description. Right when you get there, you'll see this big sell to us contact form. Just fill out that form, leave like an email or something, and I'm going to send you a code that I want you to comment on this video. Like say the code is like 1234. I'll just have you use your account to comment just so I can verify that it's you, because when you do giveaways, you get a lot of scammers and stuff. But your name's on this, my guy. I'll get this shipped out to you as soon as I get an address. And congratulations. And for the rest of you who want to be in the next sweepstake when we get to 750 subscribers, write Pokemon down below. And thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. This is a place where we try to keep it real. I'm not really like trying to be super entertaining and like a YouTuber trying to like, you know, change your life with cool effects or anything. I'm just trying to keep it real, keep it business oriented, keep it people oriented, and just like create a community where we can come together and enjoy trying to be the best versions of ourselves that we can while enjoying the hustle and building some side income. So thank you guys. We're at 582 subscribers. For me, that's amazing. Blows my mind that I have even like 50 people that want to hear me talk. I spend my whole day in front of middle schoolers teaching them about the world and stuff, and you know, the amount they fall asleep is kind of funny. But thank you guys so much. Yeah, cool episode. Thanks so much.